A woman in labor suddenly shouted, "Shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, didn't, can't." "Don't worry," the doctor said. "Those are just contractions." I know. That was freaking horrible. So let's get on to business, shall we? Today I will pretty much ramble about gold, silver, and I think I'll talk about Bitcoin a little bit. I've had some people ask me about that. I think my insights will benefit many, or perhaps make you lose horribly. So remember, no matter what I say or what anybody else says, try to use that thing in between your ears, called your skull. So percentage-wise this week, gold is up and silver is up even more. A little backstory, I got into Bitcoin some time ago and I bought some Ethereum as well, and I was up dramatically, so I took some of those profits and put it into silver and gold because everybody was complaining about silver and gold not doing anything and possibly losing their abilities to hedge for inflation. So personally, I believed that silver and gold had a momentum running for 3,000 years at least that people were claiming came to a sudden halt, and I just said BS. I don't believe that. And since they were the only commodity that was not really up, I figured that'd be a great place to take profits from my crypto, which I still have a lot of crypto. And yes, I'm bleeding out pretty nicely, but I'm still in the positive because I got in early. Now, I know there's quite a bit of silver and gold people that don't want to hear anything about Bitcoin, but it does have a utility. And if I would suggest that you just look into the history of money itself and try to see what I'm talking about. As far as resources for the history of money, which I strongly suggest, you could look up on YouTube. There's a series called The Ascent of Money. That is fantastic. It's going to take hours. I suggest you get pen and paper out too while you watch it. Take a couple notes. You remember things like 90% more if you just write it down a little bit. Write down some key points. It'll be worth it. Another resource would be Mike Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money. That's a pretty long series on YouTube as well. I watched it quite a few times, and I also took notes while watching it. And it was interesting. While I was taking notes and processing all the information, see, Mike Maloney was basically trying to sell gold and silver. But when I was watching it, I couldn't help but think, could Bitcoin intercept some of this action? Because the characteristics that he claimed were making gold so great were also characteristics of Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin even facilitates some of those characteristics a little better than gold. I'll let you be the judge of it if you actually look up these things. Now, another resource is the Bitcoin Standard audiobook. That's also available on YouTube for free. You can just listen to it while you're doing some busy work. And like the Hidden Secrets of Money, it goes into history of money itself, like what people use to facilitate trade. And the interesting thing is the Bitcoin Standard book is trying to sell you on the idea of Bitcoin, obviously. But as I went through the book, it really started to make me like gold even more. And see, I believe that gold is going to be a big part of the future. And I also think that Bitcoin is going to be a part of it. I think they'll both be a part of it. And if you're sitting on the sidelines with mostly silver, watching me talk about gold and Bitcoin, well, when I talk about gold, I mean silver too. I believe gold and silver are almost like the same thing. Now, that could definitely make a gold supremacist scoff a bit. And yeah, there are differences between gold and silver. Gold mostly being monetary store of wealth. Silver, with the industrial use. Yeah, I mean, with all these green promises, which I'm not sure how much I believe in all of that, but if they do plan to try to push these things forward, they'll obviously use government money to push them forward, and they will need silver to push most of these technologies. So, and silver also has its monetary value. So either way, it'll be useful. I'm actually extra bullish on silver. The silver gold ratio has been pretty high, so that's another reason why I'm extra bullish on silver. But I have like a 70% silver to the 30% gold in my metals portfolio. Now, with the rise of gold and the even more so percentage-wise, the rise in silver, the silver gold ratio has gone down. So it does have me eyeballing possibly purchasing some more gold. But the sudden rise in the metals has me thinking maybe I'm not going to buy a lot this weekend and see what happens Sunday night at 7. Perhaps on Salivate Metals live broadcast on YouTube at 7. See what the metals price action is and figure out where we're going from there. I figure if it's up like it is, as fast as it is, it'll perhaps have a nice little pullback, and then maybe I'll go get a roll of silver ounces, or maybe pick up a quarter or half ounce of gold. I'm not sure how far I want to go with it this week. So as if we zoom out a bit, I'm thinking the metals are going to go up for a while, and I'm thinking since Bitcoin is heavily correlated with the stock market, it's probably going to seep out a bit as the Fed threatens to raise interest rates, or as it raises interest rates. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to take some of this silver and gold profits down the road and hopefully pick up some inexpensive Bitcoin, which I know is sacrilege again to a lot of stackers out there. But I don't know. I usually don't sell my gold in order to do that. What I'll do is I'll just borrow against it, because I don't like to get rid of my gold. I guess it depends on how fast they go up. If the metals spike up to what looks like it's going to be a blow off top, then yeah, I'll probably sell like 60% of my metals. And a big part of that likely being silver. Silver is basically my my planned top performer in this scenario. My generic silver ounces, I kind of look at them like my terracotta warriors. They will be sold. They are the pawns. And as far as the silver that I keep, it's usually my government issued silver coins and my junk or constitutional silver. I love that. I generally do not get rid of that. I just add to that. It's kind of like my gold. I just add to gold. I generally do not get rid of gold. So based on my analytics and retention rates, there's probably literally no one here listening to me. But if you are here, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I think you'll have a lot to gain from it, and I might have a lot to gain from you if you leave some comments. You can always correct me on anything that I don't know about, or give me a heads up on something that I haven't talked about or thought about. I mean, this isn't strictly a silver and gold and Bitcoin channel. I mean, I'm all ears for any investments. This is a thousandaire radio, not gold and silver radio. In fact, I'm actually buying the SPY and stacking some extra cash because I don't know what's to come, really, and I want to balance out my assets, and I don't have a lot of that. Balance, that is. I mean, a lot of my investments are a no confidence investment. I have no confidence in people in charge and the way they're doing things. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing necessarily, and I don't think they have a long view. I think they have a very myopic view, and I think that's going to lead to tragedy, unfortunately. But I don't want to be a doomer and gloomer. I mean, I am mostly optimistic about things, but there's stages to it. So I think the sun will come up after the darkest part of the day, but I'm still preparing for the dark part. So if you made it this far, just comment 564 in the comments below. I just made that number up randomly, but that'll let me know that you're actually paying attention, and I'll put you on my special list. I'm going to be having giveaways soon as I reach 500 subscribers. Pretty excited about the way things are going. So thanks again, and I'll see you next Sunday. Adios.